around analytics, data science, digital enablers. So, I mean, technology there and emerging technologies, whatever the new age technologies you see. So, if you this will give you a comprehensive perspective towards any digital exercise rather than thinking it in silo. You should think in a comprehensive way. Start with customer in mind, and then think about internal organization and then operations, and then use analytics technology as enabler towards it. It has to be supported by an overall governance, of course. So broadly, this is a model which we see, it is working very effectively for us, and it has benefited our clients a lot. I'll tell you one other example. I've been doing an exercise recently with a very big NBFC firm in India. It's a very big mutual fund, housing finance, and a commercial finance company. And we were doing a digital project there, and they developed a fantastic website to automate the home loan application procedure. So they said, okay, we want to have, there are a lot of companies doing digital, and we also want to go digital, and we want to develop this world-class website wherein people can go online and apply for the home loan, and it will help us stay ahead in the game for us. When we met them, and the first thing, as I said, in anything we do, the first thing is we do understand what customer really wants, and hence we did the voice of customer survey for them. We talked with a few of their customers and also some non-customers, trying to understand what is that they expect from home loan service providers, and how do they access in case they want to apply for home loan. And this company invested lakhs of rupees in developing this website. When we did this survey, we found out that most of the people who apply for the home loan or are looking for the home loan, they use mobile phones for searching, or actually even applying for the home loan itself. They don't go to desktops or computers. 80% of the population say they use mobile phone, or they would like to use mobile phones. And this company was here spending so much money on the portal. Of course, there are mobile friendly websites which are created, but then the look and feel, the customer experience has to be very much adopted to the mobile screen kind of thing. It cannot be a website adopted to a mobile. It has to be mobile adopted to a website. It is other way around. So much of money was invested in developing the website without thinking what customer really wants, and all the money went down the drain. They also created a huge customer service call center for supporting their customers or servicing their customers in terms of inquiry and after sales. But when we did our survey, we found out that no customer was willing to talk to the customer service agent. They were willing to raise a request through the app itself, or on the website itself, and they were not at all interested in talking with an agent. They said, I want my services to get resolved automatically on the app or a website. Why do I need to talk? So much of money invested in customer service call center all went again down the drain. No return of investment. Without thinking customer in mind, I can assure you it's a disaster. So you should start thinking from that whenever you are taking any digital project. Uh, some of the technologies which we see in supply chain, I just wanted to give you a glance of it. Of course, process digitization is one of the first things which companies do in the supply chain space. So what do I mean by process digitization is there are a lot of processes in supply chain. So the first thing that companies should think about whenever they think about digitization is, how do I automate my basic processes in place before thinking about implementing new age technologies. So that is the first thing. Big data analytics, of course, you would have heard a lot about it. There are a lot of planning and optimization activities which happen in supply chain in terms of demand planning and supply planning, route planning, transportation, procurement. So all that things can be enabled and optimized with the help of big data analytics. There are cloud solutions available these days, which has made it very cheap for companies to implement supply chain software. You don't need to invest heavily like the way it used to be earlier. Internal collaboration extremely important. You don't want your supply chain guys to run away from the responsibilities, so you should tightly integrate them with the help of technology. When you don't achieve the OTIF performance, or there is a cost per ton which is hitting, you should identify who is the right person responsible for it. It is not always the logistics guy who is responsible, right? So it can be because of the sales guy who did not give the right forecast, it can be the PPC guy who never planned it right because of the cost issues, it can be the logistics guy because he did not plan the load well or he was waiting for the full truckload. So it can be anybody who is responsible. So you should use technology to tightly integrate all the departments, which will help not only in identifying the right person, making them responsible, but help your customer in getting the materials or the services on time. Automation, robotics, IoT, 3D printing, all these are nascent technologies, but you, of course, would have heard about it. A lot of companies are investing in prototyping these technologies. Of course, there are some other things. This is not an exhaustive list. Things like blockchain is also there. So a lot of investment happening in this space. In the warehousing automation, we see a lot of investment going in the robotics side, and also the Google Glass kind of thing, which is used for the picking operations in the warehouse. So a lot of automations happening from the newest technology side, but I would still suggest think what is real for you to start with that and then go towards this high-end technologies. The last is the smart product development. So supply chain always has been considered as a back office. So a lot of innovation happening in the smart product development space. Companies are create new business models are emerging out of digital technologies, and you should definitely look into thinking how supply chain can help you creating a new revenue stream rather than it being just a cost center for you. Broadly, these are the three natural steps for any organization to go for digital. In supply chain, it should start with business process automation, followed by organizational level integration, and finally advanced digital management capabilities, which is more around optimization and new age technologies, which we saw. Right. So I was recently working with a very big beverage company in India, wherein they called us for doing digital supply chain transformation exercise. And when I went there and seen the state of their technology implementation, I saw they were doing even the demand planning side of it, or the sales forecasting, or even the production planning, everything on Excel. And here they were calling and telling us we want to do digital transformation exercise. So we had to call it off, and we had to show them the mirror and tell them, no boss, I mean, you are still far away from digital. Look at what state you are right now. You need to first of all have the basics in place in terms of process automation. Think about process automation as the first thing. Automate a lot of manual Excel activities that you're doing. Then talk about integration, and the last thing is that you should talk about digital transformation. So we changed the complete perspective and told them, don't think digital, think about automation first, and then go about it. So I think this is a natural progression which companies should think about whenever they are going for digital. You don't jump into the bandwagon of digital without having the basics in place. This is the bare minimum you need. Finally, this slide, I want to give you some takeaways. So if your organization is thinking about digital, what is that you should do? This is a synopsis of whatever I talked so far. Take an outside-in approach. Very, very, very important. I cannot emphasize this more than what I am saying, but then this is extremely important. Always think what customer wants and start your digital thought process from there. And have consumer in mind before you invest in any digital technology. Conduct a genuine digital readiness assessment before you start a digital exercise. I told you a beverage company example. Do a digital readiness assessment. Do you have the basics in place? Are you ready for digital? Then only start investing in digital. Don't burn your money in spending on digital if you don't have basics. Don't ignore people and process. This is a specific case for the digitatis segment, which I spoke about earlier. Investing in digital without thinking about people and process is a disaster. This is a problem which you would see in lot of conventional organization which are going into e-commerce kind of a setup. You see lot of brick and mortar superstores, supermarkets and superstores investing in e-commerce and creating e-commerce websites. But the people aspect, the process aspect is still the same as they had earlier for the brick and mortar, and it results into a disaster because The logistics manager who is supporting B2B kind of a setup cannot support B2C kind of a setup. The incumbent have to think differently for whenever they are investing in any digital initiatives from the people and process aspect, probably have a different organization itself, or find a right amalgamation of the people and process when you are mixing the conventional business and the new age businesses. So don't underestimate people and process whenever you are investing in digital technologies. Have a clean data capture. Data is extremely important. And without data, digital is a waste of investment. A lot of organizations call us for a digital exercise, and we find that they do not have even a basic master data management system in place. The master data, everybody is owner of data. There's a customer master floating differently at different departments. Supplier master is different for different department. Material master is different for different department, and it results into so much of mess that the digital investment that they do never results into accurate output or gives the results that was earlier expected. So data is very, very important. So you need to have the right kind of data in place and right kind of data capture mechanism in place before you invest in digital. Organization alignment is very important. I spoke about various departments in organization having different objectives. So how do you make sure that every department is aligned with each other before you invest in digital is also important. And the logical flow for digital transformation is what I've listed in here. Start with doing a digital readiness assessment, see where you are, identify digital initiatives, what we call as the what aspect. So whenever you do a digital strategy or digital identification exercise, you will typically come out with 20, 50 kind of initiatives. You need to identify which are the top 5, top 6 initiatives that I want to invest. I would suggest put a priority matrix, impact on business, ease of implementation, whichever is in the top right. Invest in that digital initiatives. Don't go for everything together at one time. Create a detailed activity plan for top 5, 6 initiatives and implement and monitor. So typically this is a flow which we use for our digital transformation exercise, and I would recommend you to also use that. Thank you very much. I'm open to questions if you have. So we take questions now or later? All right. Thank you very much.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ajay Menon. I'm the co-founder of Frate Digital. Can you hear me? Is it fine? Thank you. So before I start, I just want to say that I'm so excited and honored to share this stage with such esteemed professionals. They are the masters at, the entire ecosystem of supply chain, whereas I come from a small niche segment of it, which is the shipping and freight forwarding industry. So this industry typically has been known to be lagging behind when it comes to the use of technology. So we've created a mobile app whose video I'll just run across, post which I'll speak more about the app.
Sailing schedule information in real time? Are you aware that you don't have to go through the newspapers and shipping line websites anymore? How important it is for you to get sailing schedule information in real time? Are you aware that you don't have to go through the newspapers and shipping line websites anymore? You can now carry updated, accurate and comprehensive information on sailing schedules with you all the time, any hour of the day or night, even over the weekend, all on your phone. Introducing Frate, India's premier mobile app for sailing schedules from all Indian ports. Frate helps you search, compare and share sailing schedule, transit time and lot of other information related to logistics and sailing through the phone itself. Here, you will find aggregated sailing schedules all in one place. Select from 16 Indian ports from where your vessel will leave. Select from over 500 international ports where your vessel will reach. Enter the name of the carrier or simply just click the search button. This page helps you identify port pair, sailing schedule, different carriers, number of days for delivery, type of delivery, 1 transshipment, 2 transshipment, or direct shipment. Once you choose any option, it will give you complete sailing schedule, vessel name, terminal, service name, cut-off dates, intermediate ports, and destination port along with date of arrival. You can also share this information as a professional quotation through email or WhatsApp by simply adding your price. Freight Book is an online directory for any relevant service provider, from truckers and CFS to even the fumigation services. Choose any service provider or an agent. Get the details, save or share the information, or just call from the app itself. Download now.
So that's just a brief rundown on how the app looks and some of its functions. It may really surprise you that sailing schedule, which is such a critical piece of information, even today is basically found in print media. And a lot of logistics companies still refer to newspapers, to sort of check and compare the schedules and send across, the schedule information to their customers. So typically, as I said, this industry is lagging behind in the use of technology. And I come from a freight forwarding background, and I know that freight forwarders are as stubborn as any professional can be. So the idea of this app is simple. It's not out of the box or something really fascinating. But the idea is to change the habit of this industry and get people onto the mobile phone. Pretty much everything these days is on the mobile. So why not this vital piece of information? Sailing schedules is often overlooked. People just think that it works. I mean, they can give an approximation and get things done. But this information is vital to freight forwarders, exporters, importers, and all the other stakeholders. Freight Book that you just saw is a directory right now, but very soon it is going to become a marketplace. I would just like to conclude that pretty soon, probably by the first week of August, we would be coming up with a bidding platform which would connect exporters, importers to all different kind of service providers and create an end-to-end digital supply chain tool.